Tell you the truth, I grew up playing loads and loads of games, and that is the truth. You know, I remember some of the ones I played, Super Mario Bros. And Mortal Kombat, and the rest of them. You know, but these are all foreign games, and I want to see a future in Nigeria where we have our own local games built by our own local developers and played by the Nigerian people. So today I've been having a chat with Olufemi Ariyo, who is the founder of Frisia Games, also a gaming company. I just want to have a chat with him to know how the gaming industry is doing in Nigeria at the moment and what we can do to take it to the next level. Femi, welcome to Tech Trends.
It's nice to meet you.
Femi, I bet being a startup in this gaming industry in Nigeria as of today isn't very easy.
It's not, I must say that.
So what are some of the challenges?
Our challenges has been ranging from basic things like electricity generation to getting developers that are ready to work, and to training people who are startups who probably don't have any idea on development, they just have a passion for it, to getting in and making the money, charging people. It's like for the charging alone, it's taking us going the route of getting an NCC license for value-added service. So we'll be able to charge with SMS, and we are licensed today, so we can do a lot of charging, and that's probably why our game ClickDance is launched now. It's making use of a lot of SMS engagements for billing and all that, in-app purchases, that's micro-billing basically. So it makes it a whole lot of work to ask people to put their card details on a game. Most people won't want to do that, so we had to devise a way using SMS to bill people, and that's worked a lot.
Well, Femi, you wouldn't blame them. I also am very mindful of where I put my cards. But you know, you mentioned something about education and skill sets. Do we have enough local game developers that have the right skill set to compete internationally?
To be very honest with you, it's a developing market, it's budding. I must say to you, we are also playing our parts there to ensure that we increase the knowledge and also increase the skills of developers locally. It's been a lot of work in that area. I must say that we don't have enough developers yet. The market is very huge, and very few developers of that sort.
Do you mean the market here locally?
The local market and the international market is huge. By local market, you know, if we want to look at the games on the balance side, it's an addictive sport entertainment medium.
We'll get there.
and you know, for the gamer, it can engage them, and so it means businesses can also leverage that to ensure that these people are able to get their brands on their mind. So we are looking at that also as a business space. And then aside from the engaging side of customers and all that, the game itself is able to teach people logics, business, and all kinds of things. It's been found that creative people are usually gamers. People like Bill Gates and all the big names, they love to play games, they enjoy being around games because it helps you to think in astronomical ways. It helps you to imagine worlds that never exist, and it helps you do things that you probably can't do in real life. You go to jail if you do some of those things. So basically, the gamer's world is nothing is impossible to him there. And so I can say that for the gamer, yeah, though he's addictive, he's also able to develop his cognitive reasoning. He's able to develop his logic. They have very strong sense of logic and creativity at that level.
Your games, for example, how are they doing? How are Nigerians using these games that you have created?
Yeah, Nigerians are using the games like ClickDance. I mentioned it's done in conjunction with the telco, and at that level they are doing a lot of engagement on TV, social media, and all that. SMS also. They do about 1 million SMSs daily. Do a lot on social media, a lot on web and all that. So it's actually engaging the mind, engaging people. And then aside from that, the telco is also providing free download data for people who are wanting to use the game, so it doesn't become a bottleneck, because the bottleneck ranges from being able to have access to downloading those games and all that. So they made data free as much as possible, so people, all you just need to do is send an SMS and you click and you download free.
So what you're saying to me now is that that particular game is gaining traction because because of a telco that's behind it. How about the other games that you have that don't have big names behind them? How are they doing in the Play stores?
As a matter of fact, we have a game on the Play Store that's in about 140 countries, and it's huge.
What's the name of the game?
Dance Avenue.
Dance Avenue. 140 nations. And are you making money from that?
Yeah, from the marketing, from the adverts, in-app adverts and all that. There are ads, companies who ask you to help them put their ads into your games, such that people who download the games, while they're playing the games, the ads stream in, and you make a small amount from that.
And it's quite good.
That's quite good.
From experience, Femi, what are the other ways that game developers can monetize their apps? Because I figure that would be one of the greatest challenges that they might have.
As I speak with you now, there are a few ways for developers to monetize their apps. By monetizing, you're talking about making it profitable for them. And basically, they can engage direct audience to create traction for their games, and by that, once they're able to gain traction, it's easy to convince the corporate bodies to invest in their games. So, like for instance, we all know about Oga at the Top. Oga at the Top was a big news in TV, and that led to a game. It's called Oga at the Top. It gave the game smooth drive like that. We have games like that which ride existing trends and all that.
Are you sure the owners make money?
Oh, sure, they make money. Like for instance, some of these games are actually sponsored by companies too, and just for their banners to be in there. Gamers can make a lot of money by engaging companies who want to put their ads in there, especially to target the audience they're trying to target. Like for instance, there are companies trying to target teens, young people and all that. Those companies are ready to make monies available to gamers who are ready to put their ads in the games. So that's in-app advertising. Aside from the SMS billing methods, in-app advertising, aside from the in-app advertising, they can also make money from direct sponsorship. People who say, okay, develop a game for us to sell our spaghetti or to sell our products and all that. So basically, those are some of the fine. They may have to sign some non-disclosures and all that, but that's definitely going to be huge business for them.
Let's talk about addiction, because you mentioned it earlier and I said we'll get to it. Addiction. So how do you advise young people? Because you are much older now, so you can manage that. But how do you advise young people when it comes to addiction to games?
It's good I talk about my addiction. Like for me,
are you still addicted?
I'm very much addicted to
Till
games. Till now. I try to break it at times, but now it's paying the bills, so it's good.
Okay, well, do we call yours addiction? Because maybe because it's tied to your business, it might not really be the addiction.
Actually, you know, our strengths are also our weaknesses. So the things that are good for us are also things that, if not well managed, become bad. Like that addiction is one of the reasons I'm very good in logic, and it's helped my maths, it's helped my music abilities.
Yeah, but okay, so a child who is playing Danger Dash, for example, one of the popular games now, are you sure that game can help the child?
Oh, sure, it's going to help their creativity. It helps them to think in abstracts.
I'm sure a lot of parents will not agree with you at this point.
I tell you, it helps them to think in abstracts. It also helps them to wind down after going through so much of schooling and education and all that. Games are different kinds of education. And the kind of education they offer you helps you to think in some abstract forms that normal education probably will not allow you. So games can help you become a better business person, help you become a better creative person. Games can help you become a better logic person. And that's why you find a lot of gamers excelling in subjects like maths, and music, and all this.
Your parting words for the government and for other people who want to get into games?
For government, I'll say that we want the government to be more active in that space to encourage startups. Pump funds there, make available environments for developing talents or budding talents and all that. Because the gaming zone is also an environment that allows Nigeria to compete with other nations of the world. Because it's logic space. If you create a good game, it just gains and soars high and becomes, and it cuts across board. It's also a way to teach our culture. So aside from the monetary values, the monetary derivatives, we can also teach other nations our culture, just like the film industry is doing a lot in that aspect. We have IO, we have Ludo, Snake and Ladder, and all those things. There are some of these foreign games that we've been able to develop. We also have some of these local games which needs to be developed, like 1010 and all that.
Thank you for being on the show today.
It's nice to really have you guys hosted.
Welcome to the Tech Clinic segment. This question comes in from Kenechukwu via Facebook. He says, how can I monetize my app? Well, Kenechukwu, there are a number of ways you can achieve that. Number one, you can simply sell the app, but the challenge is that most internet users are so used to free versions that they would hardly pay for a premium version. Number two, you can join an ad network. This allows advert to be placed within your app and you get to share from the revenue. Number three, you can partner with folks willing to make use of the data available through your app. Now, this can only work if you have loads of users. Number four, in-app purchases. Now, if you can get this to work, then this will likely earn you money, as your users would have at least started using your app, but you must be able to convince them of the need to buy something extra. Feel free to interact with us via social media or email as displayed on your screen. It's a wrap on this edition of Tech Trends, but the conversation continues online. You can watch the entire show on the Channels TV YouTube account or via my blog. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.